What's up, man? This is Tyreek Hill, aka the Cheetah, from the Miami Dolphins, number 10.
How many people do you know who can claim they've literally outrun a school bus? Before he was the most feared weapon in the NFL, a young kid on the Georgia dirt roads was already proving that human physics had a glitch, a speed so lethal that it eventually forced the league to rewrite its entire defensive philosophy. Tyreek Hill didn't just join the pros, he broke them, clocking a staggering 23.24 miles per hour, a speed so extreme he routinely deletes world-class defenders from the broadcast frame before they can even pivot their hips. Beyond the end zone, that lightning pace fuels a lifestyle of absolute opulence and elite real estate. Today, we're stepping inside the world of the Cheetah to explore the high-end assets that match his legendary 4.29 speed. From his sprawling European-style fortress in Florida to a garage anchored by custom McLaren supercars and rugged Mercedes G-Wagons, we're deconstructing the strategic business moves and luxury investments that have turned the fastest man in football into a dominant force in the world of high-end living. Tyreek Hill was born on March 1st, 1994, into motion long before the world learned his name. Douglas, Georgia was the kind of place where opportunities moved slowly and futures slipped away fast. From day one, nothing was guaranteed. Stability was fragile, like glass held under pressure. Raised largely by his grandparents, with money tight and uncertainty constant, Tyreek learned early that comfort was optional, but resilience was not. So he ran. Not away, but forward, like his life depended on it, because in many ways it did. Running became his refuge, his release, his language. When his feet touched the ground, chaos faded. Speed gave him control where life gave him little. At Coffee High School, that speed refused to stay invisible. On the track, he burned across lanes like fire on dry grass, untouchable, unforgiving. On the football field, defenders chased him the way shadows chase light, always a step behind. Too small for prototypes, too fast for categories, he lined up anywhere they'd let him touch the ball, turning open space into escape routes. In 2012, the moment finally caught up. Tyreek tore through the Georgia 5A state championships, winning both the 100 and 200 meters. His times brushed against history, missing national records by a breath, a blink. He was still doubted, still underestimated, but daylight has a way of finding speed. By the time high school ended, he was no longer just a blur. He was a name. For Tyreek Hill, speed was never just talent. It was survival sharpened into purpose. Tyreek Hill entered the NFL the way a storm rolls in. Quiet at first, then impossible to ignore. Taken in the 5th round of the 2016 draft, he arrived without ceremony. A late call on draft night that barely stirred the room. But the moment he took the field in Kansas City, the league felt it. Defenses stretched thin, like elastic pulled too far. Because Hill didn't just play fast, he distorted space. His rookie season felt unreal. Hill moved like lightning, trapped in shoulder pads, scoring 12 total touchdowns in 4 different ways, earning first-team All-Pro honors, and punching his ticket to the Pro Bowl before most rookies ever find their balance. Speed wasn't a skill for him, it was a weapon released with precision. As the seasons unfolded, his impact only intensified. By 2017, he had crossed 1,000 receiving yards, and by 2018, he was unstoppable, posting 1,479 yards and 12 touchdowns, earning another first-team All-Pro selection and another Pro Bowl. Defenses knew what was coming, the way you know thunder follows lightning, yet still couldn't escape it. Preparation didn't matter when Hill hit open space. Then came the moment that sealed his place in history. During the 2019 season, Hill powered the Chiefs through the postseason and into Super Bowl 54, where his fourth-quarter bursts tore the game open and carried Kansas City to its first championship in 50 years. In the biggest moment, his speed became destiny. He followed that triumph with dominance. In 2020, Hill caught 15 touchdown passes, a career high, earning yet another first-team All-Pro honor. Season after season, his excellence became routine, so consistent that from 2016 through 2023, he was selected to the Pro Bowl every single year. His influence wasn't just seasonal anymore, it was generational. The league confirmed it by naming him to the NFL 2010s All-Decade team, acknowledging that he didn't just play in an era, he shaped it. When he was traded to Miami in 2022, doubt followed him like static in the air. Hill answered with thunder. In his first season with the Dolphins, he exploded for 1,710 receiving yards, earned first-team All-Pro honors once again, and surged into MVP and Offensive Player of the Year discussions, rare territory for a wide receiver. A year later, he went even higher. In 2023, Hill led the entire NFL with 1,799 receiving yards and 13 touchdowns, finishing as a first-team All-Pro, making the Pro Bowl, placing second in Offensive Player of the Year voting, and ranking among the league's top MVP vote-getters. It was history in motion, proof that speed, when perfected, could dominate a league built to stop it. By the time injuries finally slowed him, Tyreek Hill's legacy was already complete. He stood as a Super Bowl champion, a 5-time first-team All-Pro, a second-team All-Pro, an 8-time Pro Bowler, a league leader in both receiving yards and receiving touchdowns, a member of the NFL 2010's All-Decade team with over 11,000 receiving yards and more than 80 touchdown catches to his name. Tyreek Hill's life off the field has never been quiet. It has carried the same restless energy as his speed, fast, complicated, and exposed. Before fame hardened everything, his longest and most formative relationship was with Crystal Espinal, a bond forged young and tested early. They became parents to 3 children, but their relationship collapsed under the weight it carried. In 2014, Hill pleaded guilty to domestic assault, an incident that ended his college career and froze his future in place, like a stumble at full sprint that sends everything crashing forward at once. Though the relationship ended, parenthood kept them tethered. Co-parenting replaced romance, forcing growth beneath constant scrutiny. Hill has since spoken about staying connected to his children, even as his personal life grew more complex and public. As his career took off, his relationships fragmented. Short-term connections followed, some resulting in children, each bringing legal responsibility and media attention. Headlines gathered like defenders closing in, turning private struggles into public spectacle and stretching fatherhood across multiple households. In Cheetah Vaccaro, Hill appeared to find stability. Their engagement and marriage in 2023 felt like calm after years of turbulence. A brief slowing of the pace, a straightaway after too many turns. Together, they built a family that suggested renewal, but peace proved fragile. In 2025, reports of a domestic dispute surfaced, followed by Vaccaro filing for divorce. No arrests were made, yet the fractures were unmistakable. Pressure, conflict, and familiar patterns resurfacing once again. What came next was money moving just as fast as his feet. When he entered the NFL in 2016, his earnings were modest by league standards. A 4-year rookie deal worth about $2.6 million. Barely a warm-up lap, but Hill treated money like open field. Something to attack, not admire. The shift came fast. In 2019, after elite production and a Super Bowl run in Kansas City, he signed a 3-year, $54 million extension with $35 million guaranteed. Speed had officially turned into leverage. Then came the deal that shook the league. In 2022, following his move to Miami, Hill inked a 4-year, $120 million contract, including $72.2 million guaranteed, resetting the wide receiver market at $30 million per year. By 2024, the contract was reworked into a 3-year, $90 million structure, pushing his total guaranteed money past $100 million. Wealth secured, like a sprinter protecting the lead with a clean break. By the middle of 2025, Hill had earned well over $120 million in NFL salary alone, with career earnings, bonuses included, approaching $150 million. Even his release in 2026 couldn't chase down money already guaranteed. The checks had cleared long before the headlines caught up. Off the field, the wealth multiplied. Endorsement deals with Adidas, Nike, AutoNation, Hublot, Prime Hydration, and Dick's Sporting Goods added millions annually, stacked like parallel lanes of income. Hill went further, taking equity in Grip Boost, turning endorsement into ownership, and ensuring his money kept running even in the off-season. He also built his own engine through Soul Runner, a premium athletic wear brand, and the Soul Runner Speed Academy. Hill transformed raw speed into long-term revenue, teaching it, monetizing it, and institutionalizing it. Add it all together, And by early 2026, estimates placed Tyreek Hill's net worth between $60 million and $100 million, a range defined not by uncertainty, but by momentum still building. With the money came the space to live just as large. When he arrived in South Florida in 2022, fresh off a $120 million contract, Hill planted his flag in Southwest Ranches with a $6.9 million European-style mansion. Spread across more than 2 acres, the 9,300 square foot estate feels less like a house and more like a private compound. 7 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, a home gym, movie theater, recording studio, and a basketball court waiting like an open lane. The resort-style pool glimmers behind it all, calm on the surface, powerful underneath, much like the man who owns it. But Hill didn't stop there. That same year, he picked up a waterfront Fort Lauderdale mansion for $6.9 million, nearly 10,000 square feet of glass, water, and light. Infinity pool, private dock, home theater, every detail built for motion and display. In late 2024, he sold the property for $9.6 million, turning lifestyle into leverage and proving his instincts extended well beyond the field. As his career shifted again, so did his real estate. In 2026, Hill listed the Southwest Ranches mansion for $7.7 million, a move that felt less like an ending and more like a pivot. Clean, intentional, and fast, like hitting the next gear before anyone else sees it coming. Earlier, back when Kansas City was home, Hill owned high-end property there too, later selling after his move south. Even then, his decisions followed the same pattern. No lingering, no looking back, only forward momentum. Each mansion tells the same story in different square footage, from $6.9 million entrances to $9.6 million exits. Tyreek Hill built his living spaces the way he built his legacy: open, explosive, and unmistakable. For someone who lives at full speed, the garage had to match. At the heart of it sits the McLaren 720S, a supercar that starts around $310,000 and moves like it has something to prove. From 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds, it mirrors Hill's game perfectly: explosive, sudden, gone before you can react, low to the ground and razor sharp. It feels like Hill breaking free at the snap, leaving nothing but noise behind. If the McLaren is pure acceleration, the Lamborghini Urus, valued at about $218,000, is controlled aggression. An SUV that refuses to behave like one. It blends luxury with menace, muscle with speed, power moving in silence until it isn't. It's built like Hill in traffic, big enough to absorb contact, fast enough to escape it. American muscle still has its place. The Chevrolet C8, Corvette Stingray, priced between $60,000 and $70,000, is raw speed without apology. Mid-engine, violent off the line, it proves that quickness doesn't need extravagance to earn respect. It just needs open road. For everyday dominance, Hill turns to thunder on 4 doors. His Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat, valued near $70,000, doesn't whisper its arrival. It announces it. Loud, heavy, aggressive. It moves like pressure before the storm, filling the space before anyone's ready. And then there's contrast. The Mercedes-Benz G-Class, with models ranging from $130,000 to $140,000, sits in his collection like an anchor, boxy, immovable, unconcerned with speed. After a lifetime of running past everyone, there's something fitting about driving something that doesn't have to hurry. Not every choice screams excess. Hill also owns a Tesla Model 3, priced around $40,000. Quiet, efficient, and instantly responsive. No sound, just torque. No flash, just separation. It fits him more than people might expect. Tyreek Hill doesn't measure luxury in square footage or horsepower alone. He spends on moments, on shine, silence, and control, on the kind of details that speak before words ever do. It starts with his wrist. Hill's association with Hublot puts him in timepieces, ranging from $25,000 to $50,000. Watches built heavy and bold, flashing like stadium lights under prime time. They don't just keep time, they announce presence. Around his neck and ears, the story continues. Custom diamond chains, pendants and earrings regularly climb into 5-figure territory, with individual pieces costing anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000. Layered and brilliant, the diamonds hit like coverage blown open. Too much space, too much shine, all at once. Fashion follows the same rhythm. Designer streetwear, custom athletic fits, and luxury footwear quietly stack into outfits that can run $10,000 or more without effort. Nothing feels accidental. Even his off-duty look carries intention, like every appearance is still part of the performance. And when Hill disappears, he disappears in style. Luxury yacht charters, often costing between $50,000 and well over $100,000 per week, become floating escapes, providing privacy, calm, and distance from the grind. Private jet travel completes the picture, with flights that can cost $10,000 to $30,000 per hour, trading crowded terminals for quiet control. When time is the rarest currency, convenience becomes the real flex. But his story has never been free of controversy. His story sharply changed in December 2014, when, while at Oklahoma State, Hill was arrested on felony domestic assault and battery by strangulation charges involving his pregnant girlfriend, Crystal Espinal. The consequences were instant. Dismissed from football and track, his college career ending as abruptly as a play blown dead. In 2015, Hill pleaded guilty, receiving 3 years of probation, mandatory anger management and intervention programs, and fines. Though the case was dismissed and expunged in 2018 after he completed probation, the incident followed him like a shadow, sometimes distant, never gone. Still, the NFL opened its door. In 2016, despite backlash and many teams removing him from draft boards, the Kansas City Chiefs selected Hill in the 5th round, gambling on talent amid public debate. On the field, he delivered. Pro Bowls, All-Pro honors, a Super Bowl ring. But controversy stayed close, waiting. It resurfaced in 2019. Hill became the focus of a child abuse investigation involving his 3-year-old son, who suffered a broken arm. Hill and Espinal temporarily lost custody during the process. Prosecutors ultimately declined to file charges, citing insufficient evidence, and the NFL chose not to suspend him. Still, a leaked audio recording ignited outrage, reopening questions many believed were already answered. When Hill moved to Miami, the scrutiny followed. In 2024 and 2025, he faced renewed attention, most visibly during a pre-game police detainment after a traffic stop. He was cited and released with no criminal charges, but the footage spread quickly, another moment frozen into his public narrative. Then, in September 2025, the spotlight intensified. Hill's estranged wife, Cheetah Vaccaro, made domestic violence allegations during divorce proceedings. Hill strongly denied the claims, calling them false and financially motivated. Though no criminal charges were filed, the NFL opened an investigation, reinforcing how success and scrutiny have never separated in his career. This is Tyreek Hill's paradox. On Sundays, he is electric, speed turned into spectacle. Off the field, his legacy remains tangled in unresolved questions. Some see a man granted second chances. Others see a system willing to look past discomfort. Hill has spoken of growth and responsibility, but whether redemption is declared or demonstrated remains unsettled. Tyreek Hill's luxury life didn't appear overnight. It was built one sprint at a time. The mansions, the cars, the quiet escapes at 30,000 feet, they're proof that speed can buy freedom, that talent can change the trajectory of a life. For Tyreek, luxury means control, space, choosing his own pace after years of living at full throttle. Speed built his career, success built his lifestyle. And with open space still ahead, one thing feels certain: Tyreek Hill isn't finished moving yet.